Hello and welcome back to Agent Reacts Part 2, Real Estate on Reddit. And let's get going. Let's see what we can find. Did I pick the wrong agent? Nervous about my house sitting too long. Washington State. Okay, so a lot of the times property manager will have their license as well. So if you do have a property manager, you could check with them and see. But again, when you are selecting your agent, you should always try to find someone that you can trust, that you feel comfortable with, that because you're giving them a lot of responsibility over your assets. Okay, so you recommended them to do some upgrades, some improvements, fresh interior, exterior paint, new carpet, some minor repairs. And I think that's a good thing to do if you have chip paint or if it doesn't look too good. Okay, interesting. So he hosted an open house, probably on the weekends, and a lot of other agents will host open houses on the weekends. So it's not necessarily a bad thing to have more than one in the neighborhood, because if you're a buyer and you're already out there and you got time, a lot of people will look at the other open houses as well. They will not just go to one and say, let's not check the other ones. So here is an issue. He immediately suggested a price drop after just 1 week. Yeah, this is weird, because I would not recommend a price drop after just 1 week. I would recommend it after maybe 2 weeks, and that is only if I've had a low amount of showings, low amount of interest. Because if nothing happens the first 2 weeks, yeah, then you got to start looking at your options. But the first week, I don't know. I don't think that's a good idea. Depending on when he listed, doesn't say mid-June. Yeah, so the market mid-June. I don't know what's going on in Washington State. Here in Colorado, we have a lot of days of market. I think it's around 40 to 50 days. Yeah, I always tell people to trust their gut, and if you feel like you got the wrong person, then maybe you did, because usually your stomach will be right. I mean, that's, in my experience, that's true. I have no idea if it's slow right now, but it's slow here. Let's see the comments. Yeah, and this is the problems we have here in Colorado on the 285 corridor. A lot of great houses are just sitting because buyers can be picky, and this is something that I'm going to talk about a lot, because that's the reality of this market. It's a buyer's market, and you can pick and choose. And if one property doesn't work out, you can just move on to the next one that does not have the same problems that the one that you were under contract had. But yeah, I would say for this one, trust your gut. If you feel like you got the wrong person and you don't, because it seems like this poster does not trust their agent, and you want to trust your agent, because otherwise you're just gonna be stressed. 27,000 in closing costs. This seems high. Oh, well, there we go. So make sure to have you or your agent double, triple, quadruple check the paperwork. You don't want a mistake like this. I mean, usually it can be fixed, but it's just a headache. So let's see, buying a home with a septic tank. Interesting. Yeah, it could fail, but we don't have enough information here because there's a huge difference in just having the septic tank without the leach field. If you do have a leach field, that is just better in my opinion, because if you have a leach field, you don't have to empty your tank that often. It's once every couple of years. If you just have the tank, then the frequency of emptying your septic out is going to be you're going to have to empty that tank much more often. Yeah, so here septic tanks need regular pumping if you do not have the leach field. So I would look that up, but it seems like this guy does not tell us if there is a leach field or not. And yeah, I can't really say anything else without knowing that. Yeah, septic tanks are expensive. This number here is not uncommon. So if you are planning on buying a home in the mountains, just take this in mind. And this is a great tip to put aside an amount every month, every year, because you might run into some problems. What else do we have? Buyer asked to send cleaning crew the day before closing. Okay, so my initial inclination is to absolutely say no. They can have the place cleaned once they're owners of it. So what I do when I make an offer on a property is I add language that the house needs to be at least broom cleaned before you close, and so the sellers needs to have that done before final walkthrough and closing. But this is something that I cannot stress enough when you are either on the buyer or seller side. Almost everything is negotiable, and if you do not feel comfortable getting people inside your home, cleaning up your home before closing, tell your agent to negotiate that for you. I don't think that a buyer will kill a deal over it being cleaned or not, and if that's the case, then maybe you could use some kind of negotiation tool like a seller concession. You could use just a credit towards the buyer if that's allowed. You could pay a little bit more closing costs just to offset that a little bit. There are multiple ways you could handle something like this, so if you don't feel comfortable, have your agent negotiate that for you. This was part 2 of Agent Reacts Real Estate on Reddit. I'm gonna be doing a lot more of these, so make sure to check in regularly, and I'll see you then.